Welcome to Real Design with Vanhorn, the podcast where we delve into the art of transforming houses into homes and explore the fusion of real estate and interior design. I'm your host, Heather Beyer, founder of Vanhorn, coming to you from the heart of North Atlanta. Join us as we journey through the intricacies of market trends, design inspirations, and transformation power of color and space. Each episode will feature insights from industry experts, heartfelt stories from our clients, and practical tips to help you navigate the complex world of real estate and design. Whether you're embarking on an adventure of buying a new home, looking to sell, or simply dreaming of a space that better reflects your personal style, Real Design with Vanhorn is your guide to making those dreams a reality. So tune in, get inspired, and discover how you can transform any house into a home that truly resonates with you. Welcome to our community of creators, dreamers, and home lovers. Happy Friday. Welcome to the third episode of Real Design with Vanhorn. I'm Heather Beyer. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And we're going to talk today about the insanity of the market right now. We're also going to discuss new construction. Should I have an agent or not? And then again, we're going to talk a little bit about Vanhorn and what we offer. So first off, just tuning in, we are a real estate and design studio located in Alpharetta, Georgia. I am Heather Beyer. I've been a real estate agent for 11 years with Century 21. And about 5 years into my journey, I realized that everybody needs help after they purchase a new home. Again, an amazing stat is that 80% of people buy new things for their property within 1 year of purchasing. Thus, this 9,000 square foot design studio was born. We actually physically opened 3 years ago, but the concept started about 5 years ago. That being said, we are located in, I actually live in 30024. And that zip code, if you live around here or you're trying to buy in this zip code, you know it is positively exploding. And a couple of things, let's talk about how to get your house ready to have it listed. Sometimes I feel like whenever agents are talking to clients about I should do this, I should do that, they're a little bit hesitant because it's emotional. It's your personal home, all the things you have in there. There's a good chance you love them because you bought them and put them in there. But and agents too don't want to sometimes push their clients too much. But I'm going to tell you, seeing it with my own two eyes, I have watched homes at every single price point sit far too long on the market personally because they were not prepped to sell. Home buyers are going to look at your home online before they ever see it in person. They might be in another country. They might be on another coast. They might be in another state. So they are going to rely on Zillow and all the other real estate sites to see your home first. And so how it presents in pictures is very, very, very important. Hire an agent that is honest enough with you to say, look, this needs to all go. So I'm talking about if it's things on the wall that you absolutely positively love, your house should be show ready and decluttered absolutely as much as possible. It almost feels sterile sometimes whenever we get to the point where we want to take pictures. And it does, especially if you have a home with a lot of things. It can be perfectly lovely, but for pictures, take as much away as you possibly can. I'm also a big fan of adding in neutrals. If you have an agent that does any staging whatsoever, we love to see neutrals in your bedding. We love to see neutrals on your living room sofas. We love to see neutrals coming up from your floors. So again, look and see too, when you're hiring an agent, look and see what their past properties look like, right? You can look them up on Zillow. You can, ask them, what are your 3 most recent sales? That's always a good question. What are your 3 most recent sales? Look and see how their pictures present online. That's a really great question, actually. We should add that to questions to ask a potential agent. What are your last 3 sales? Get the addresses and stock them online. Stock them. See how the pictures look. See how they translate. Did they go the extra mile and do, a full week? Now we have the option to do a full diagram of your property. So even if your house doesn't come with a footprint or the blueprints, we have the capability to it's very easy to actually put an entire footprint of your home online for people to see with the room measurements. How helpful would that be? Especially if especially if you're shopping from another state, to know that, okay, this bedroom is 11 by 15, or this bedroom is a 24 by 20, and my furniture will actually fit in there. So look and see if the potential agent you're thinking about hiring includes those things on their listings, because I'm telling you right now, it really helps. Look and see if your agent has done an interior video of your property, so clients can walk through your house even before they're thinking about, coming to look at it in person. But again, we're going to drill home things to look for in a potential agent. Make sure they stock their last 3 sales. See what kind of pictures they do. See if they add any extras, because even in a killer market like this, the extras are great. I just had a listing this past week. It listed in Alpharetta, Georgia, zip code 30005. For those of you know, Alpharetta is insanely hot. It's insanely magnificent. It's amazing. And it is an absolute hotspot. We listed this house at a price that I thought was fair. And I came up with my price by looking at the market, by taking into account new construction around it, which we don't always do, but this house was less than 2 years old. And we actually listed it higher than my broker thought that I should, just because we were under a time constraint to buy another house. But I listed it where I thought it should be and where the homeowners thought it should be. And we got that number. We got the number that we wanted. We listed it for $1.7 million. We got multiple offers at 1.7, and then we had 3 offers over 1.7. So if you do the footwork and you know the area, it is a great, list it. List it for higher right now, because honestly, this is the time where your home could bring a higher value than it might next year, because the demand right now in this area is so great that you have the option to make a really, really great profit off of your property. But going back to things that I would look for in an agent if I were hiring an agent today, I would ask their past 3 sales so I could stock their property. I would make sure that they were being very upfront and honest with me about the condition of my home whenever pictures are taken and whenever it hits the market. Because again, I don't care what anybody tells you, it needs to be neutral and decluttered. And last, look and see if they do any additional add-ons to their previous listings. Like I said, the video walkthroughs, the diagrams of the home and the interior with the dimensions. Going back to the house that I just listed in Alpharetta, we had so many showings. Again, I sat on site for the first 2 days because we had a ton of appointments, and I really, really like to meet the people that are looking at our house. I like to talk about the community to the people that are looking to purchase our properties. I like to talk about all the special features of the house. And plus, I like to get to know the potential buyers, because not, like I said before, agents might not always know all the amazing things about the community they're buying in. So if we can offer that extra little bit of information, even the better. But our buyers that came to look through this house, they were all taking videos and they were taking pictures. And I was like, hey, look, go hop on Zillow, take a peek at our house on Zillow. You can do the full walkthrough. You can see all the measurements of the property. And they were all so grateful. Everybody put their phones down and actually enjoyed walking the property and looking at it and engaging in the space and feeling the space while they were there, instead of walking around with their cameras the whole time. Because once they saw what I had made available online, they knew that everything they were trying to capture in that moment was available for them already. So they could actually walk around and talk to their family or whomever that they were with about the things that they liked or didn't like about the property. So I think that whenever you include those extra add-ons, it benefits, your seller, and also it benefits your buyer, because you're making the process easier for them. And buyers are going to continue to go back to, I know me personally, when I'm shopping, I'm going to go back to whatever I can use or facilitate that's going to make my purchase easier. And when you give people all those options, it definitely makes the purchase easier. So yeah, include all those things in your listing, even in a killer market like this. Include all the extra things, because it will help. And plus, and I loved it too. One person was shopping for their client, doing a video call, which we see quite often now because we do have so many sellers coming in, like I said, from another coast or from out of the country. And it was very easy for them. It was, they were videoing, and I was like, you don't have to FaceTime with them, because that's really not an amazing way to see a property. Just go online and walk through the Zillow tour with them and talk to them while, you're seeing this. And again, the agent could stop trying to FaceTime with the client, and they could walk through the property together while the client was looking through the video walkthrough, and the agent could answer the questions for them. Definitely made it a lot easier. And, if you're thinking about the house at 2 a.m., who doesn't? I know me, if I find something that I like, or I'm doing a renovation, or I see a house that I like, I'm literally thinking about it, obsessing over it until I know if I can get it or not, trying to figure out all my furniture and how I'm going to change all this lighting. So those are just really great tools to make the process easier on everybody. And those are benefits for both buyer and seller. So know what you should know whenever you're hiring an agent, because they're not all built the same. Second thing, new construction. We have, again here, I'm working zip codes 30024, 3005, Alpharetta, Sewanee, Forsyth. We're on the outskirts of Atlanta and the suburbs of Atlanta. We have a lot of new construction popping up everywhere. Some magnificent builders, some really innovative things we're seeing come on the market. I'm just super impressed right now with what we're seeing. That being said, when you walk on site to look at a property in a new homes community, amazing agents sitting on site, but those agents, remember this, jot this down in the back of your head, those agents work for the builder, right? Those contracts that you may or may not sign if you decide to purchase a property there, those contracts are built for the builder. So whenever you're out and about shopping, remember, those agents are all lovely. We love all our on-site agents, but take an agent with you. Even if your agent's not available, the on-site reps don't care. Just go in there and say, hey, listen, my name's Jack. My agent is Heather Beyer. She's not here right now. The on-site agent will happily jot your name down. She will notate that. So if you decide to move forward with a contract to build or purchase in that new home community, there's no aggravation. These on-sites do not care. I mean, they just simply want to close deals for their builder. But I continue to say that it is extremely important to have your own agent, especially in a new construction situation, because new construction is a lot. New construction is a lot of decisions. It is timelines. It is change orders that will end up costing you a small fortune unless you know how much a change order actually costs. It is picking out things from a building site, all your tiles, all of your windows, all of your floors. It is how much is this actual house before we put all the upgrades in it. It is, please use our lender. We're going to give you a certain amount off, but always shop your lender. And so there's a lot of questions there that honestly, if you didn't have your own agent, it would probably be so much extra work for the on-site rep that they would truly prefer you to have your own agent, because I'm going to say from a lot of experience, a new build is a lot of work. So if you're thinking about doing that, shop around, go in every neighborhood, but protect yourself. That's the biggest thing. It's buyer beware, right? We hear that in every real estate class we've ever taken, every law class we've ever taken that deals with real estate. It's buyer beware. So beware and protect yourself. And the best way to do that is to hire an agent and take your own agent with you in these new construction communities. Again, we have so many amazing new construction communities around here. We love everything that's going up. I was like, how much more land is there left to build on? As it turns out, there's more land left to build on here. And we have amazing properties that are becoming available. Take an agent with you. And don't be afraid. You're not going to offend anybody. They're not going to give you, and most importantly, let me be honest, they're not going to give you a better deal if you don't have an agent. I think people think that all the time. This is a way for me to save money. You're not going to save money. As a matter of fact, long term, it might end up costing you money, because guess what? You don't know what you don't know. You're not a real estate agent, so why would you know? That's one of my favorite sayings. You don't know what you don't know. So it's not going to cost you anything to take an agent with you either. So take somebody in there that has your best interest at heart, because again, the people sitting on site are employees of the builder, and they work for the builder, and the contracts that they present to you are, crafted by and designed to protect the builder. So take somebody in there who protects you, and that's only fair because, again, buyer beware. And if you run into problems down the road, you need somebody with the expertise and the smarts, and plus too, the team behind them that can facilitate, any issues that might arise. So that's super important. But it's exciting because we do have so many amazing properties popping up, whether it's condominiums, Alpharetta especially. Alpharetta has some gorgeous new construction properties. As a matter of fact, I think on our next podcast, I think we need to go check out some new home communities. We should go check out new home communities. I think that would actually be a lot of fun. And plus, too, I want to take y'all through one of the amazing things about Vanhorn, FYI, is we work with our real estate clients on remodels. So I think we're going to start putting out some more footage of like before and after projects that we're starting. We have one closing in June, and we will be remodeling the entire kitchen. We will be doing a primary bath. We'll be doing new carpet. We will be putting in a pool. So I will share those processes and walk you all through things that could help you and benefit you. And again, teach you things to look out for so you can, learn a little bit and be aware of issues that might arise that you need to keep your eyes open for. And again, it's just nice to have somebody who's been down this path before. Anytime I'm looking to learn something new, I'm always like, okay, who's done what I want to learn 1,000 times and who can I learn from? So it's good. When you're thinking about doing a renovation, especially just kitchen renovations in general, they're pricey. They're never not pricey, I don't think, especially if you're doing, removing the cabinets. And there's 1,000 different cabinets to choose from. There's full overlay, there's inset, there's 1,000 different cabinet door styles. And if you work with somebody that has been through that process before of redoing kitchens and knows all those things already, it's really beneficial. Inset cabinetry, just really quick to talk about cabinets, because I love redoing kitchens. But inset cabinets, people don't always know. Inset cabinets are the most expensive cabinet that you're ever going to purchase. So whenever you're doing an inset cabinet, that actually means that the door is inset in the frame of the cabinet, right? So it's all flush. So when you do that, you don't always know, you're going to lose a few inches on the interior of that cabinet. So whenever looking at new kitchens and redoing things, I ask my clients, do you have a favorite, do you have your favorite dishes? What are we going to try to put in these cabinets? And people don't know to check the depth, because whenever the cabinets are installed and their things won't fit, they're like, why this? And I'm like, oh, you didn't know inset cabinets are not as deep as other cabinets. So FYI, if you're looking at inset cabinets, just always keep that in mind. But again, point of that story, work with someone, hopefully an agent that, or, your designer or us, where we combine the two, that has been through 100 of these and knows all those differences in cabinetry and the full scope of work when you're doing a kitchen. But I think it'll be great to walk people through picking out appliances, whether you're going to do paneled appliances or non-paneled appliances. And honestly, I think it's nice to see a budget as well. So we'll do a kitchen for $120,000 makeover, and then we'll do a kitchen for a $70,000 to $80,000 makeover. And the difference between the two is, with one, we're talking about pulling all the cabinetry out, not changing the footprint of where the gas lines and the water lines are run, but just the footprint of changing the cabinetry, and new appliances, backsplashes, countertops, sinks, hardware. So there, we'll do a $120,000 reno or about that, and then we'll do like a 60 to 80, and that would be probably all new appliances, a new backsplash, a new countertop, and spraying the current cabinets that you have and adding new hardware, which can absolutely give even a sprayed cabinet a completely new life. So we'll show you two examples of kitchen renovations, and local. I think that prices for renovations are, all over the board in other parts of the country, but it's nice to know if you're shopping within the zip codes that we service, how much things would cost. So that will be to come soon. So point of that story was, if you're thinking about buying new construction, take an agent with you. You're not going to save any money. That's the point of it. You're not going to save any money by not taking an agent to represent you in a new construction purchase. And probably, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times, the agent sitting on site will be happy that you did, because it's going to save her a lot of questions and answers. and check out some new home communities. I'll probably add some to this reel so you all could know some things that I've looked at personally in the past, 2 weeks or so, that y'all might could pop in. So one of the houses that we're closing in June, we are going to add a pool. Monday morning at 9 a.m., I'm actually starting at 9. We are going to start interviewing 3 different pool companies. Building a pool is like anything else. I mean, it's never easy, right? And it's a lot of decisions. It is a lot of research. It is a lot of second guessing. I don't know anybody, myself included, who looks at the pool and doesn't, say, okay, is this exactly what I want? Am I doing the right thing? This is a gigantic purchase, and I don't want to mess it up. So we're going to bring in one of my favorite pool guys and talk to him about pools, the average cost of a pool, what's trending right now. I actually never care what's trending though. I always like, okay, what's classic and what fits for and the most important thing is always what works for my family. Here's a great question. How much value is a pool going to add to my house when I go to resell? I had a talk with somebody about this week. Whenever you add a pool, we tell everybody when you add a pool, build that pool and spend that money for the enjoyment of yourself and your family. Because when people start to search for homes, not everybody wants a pool, right? Some people are indifferent. It's good one way, we don't care either way. And then people that want a pool want a pool. They're like, we have to have a pool. We don't want to go through the build process, the permitting process, all that process. We want a pool. But when you're building it, just know that it's no guarantee that you're ever going to get all the money you spent putting that pool back in. So being really, really honest, like don't install your pool or, look at your budget like I'm going to capture every cent of this on the back end because there's no guarantee of that. But enjoy the process. Build it knowing your family is going to have an amazing time out there. You're going to have a ton of memories and everybody's going to want to come hang out at your house. That being said, we're going to build a pool and we're going to document it. We're going to look at, all the different things that go into a pool. We're going to look at it from 3 different local vendors here that do a ton of business and document it for you all. So again, you're going to have a really honest, transparent viewpoint of what all's involved and the cost associated with it and the cost associated with the different types of pools that we're looking at. Again, it is a huge process and it is long. And right now, a lot of the pool guys around here, they're booked. They're booked for months and months and months. Honestly, I don't even know how soon we can start this project. But when you're looking at homes with a pool, especially if it's a pool that was built some time ago, another good example, I showed a house in Laurel Springs. It was lovely. It had a gorgeous pool. It was on the golf course. And the agent who listed it was really smart. They listed it a bit below the appraised value because they knew that pool needed updating. Yes, pools need updating. If you are looking for a pool that's a resale and this pool has some age on it, just know you're going to probably want to do some updates to that pool. Again, like I said, the pool decking, the interior, the equipment. That being said, in this market, I wouldn't give any discounts for that necessarily. But just know when you're budgeting, because I don't know anybody who doesn't purchase a home that doesn't have a budget in the back of their head somewhere of what they're going to spend in the near future on home improvements. Think about the pool because you're probably going to need some updates to it. Think about that equipment and whether that equipment's on its last leg or not. And for the love of Pete, get a pool inspector out there. During your due diligence, get a pool inspector out. Get one that has a little bit, that's a seasoned person that can tell you a very honest evaluation of the equipment that you're working with and maybe go ahead and gather some cost of improvements in that due diligence period. And when you go under contract right now, book it the first day you go under due diligence. If you want to get somebody out there, let's say if your due diligence period is 10 days, book it the first day because pool people are insane right now. If you want to have a survey of your property done, book it that day because I was on the phone with 8 different survey companies this week and none of them could get a survey pushed out from me in 10 days. Knock on wood, finally, I found one guy that I'd done a lot of business with who agreed to help me after much begging. But those are things if you are looking in this area in particular or in any market that is positively exploding right now, because we are going into spring selling season and we're already seeing a lot of movement. So there's certain things that you want to book as quickly as you can. I know when everybody's in due diligence, they're like, okay, we're going to do our inspection. Well, if you want a survey, book it the first day. If you want a pool inspector, book it the first day. If you want to have a pool person come look at your backyard, book it the first day of due diligence, because even booking it the first day does not guarantee you're going to get somebody out there. But it's a great thing that the markets are this busy. We're super excited, even despite interest rates, because they're not going to come down anytime soon. I said that from the beginning of the year. But speaking of interest rates and mortgages, it is a little exasperating, honestly, and it's tough because interest rates are high right now. And I don't know when they're going to come back down, honestly. And people that are looking for a home, I think if you wait until interest rates come down, you might be waiting a while. But there is a bit of relief. One of my most favorite lenders has, and I'm sure not just him, but a lot of lenders have a buy down option where for a certain amount of money, you can buy your interest rate down for 1 year or for 2 years. So let's say, it's a certain percentage of the purchase price or the amount that you borrow, but like it would bring your interest rate down maybe a point or two for either 1 or 2 years. And then when that 1 or 2 years are up, the person that holds your loan will refinance you. Fingers crossed, our rates would be cheaper then, and you would have a lower interest rate. That is something, particularly for houses that might not be selling right now. That is a great negotiating strategy that if you see a property lingering on the market for a bit, I would positively ask the seller, say, hey, would you contribute any money to a buy or buy down? Because if you're not selling in this market, it might be something about your home that might not be the most attractive, but offering people a lower interest rate might make your house a little bit more attractive. I know it would for me anyway. It's like, seeing your favorite shirt, knowing that you could buy it for 25% off with a coupon you didn't know you had. I take the coupon, buy it. But yeah, that's a good option. Ask your lender or ask your agent to tell you about buy down options to get your interest rate down a bit until these interest rates decide to come down, which again, I don't know when it's going to be. Nobody knows when it's going to be. But do not wait to purchase a home and stop renting or, be able to transfer for your work or get into the right school district for your kids, which is a huge thing. I have people move just for school districts. But don't be tied to an interest rate to make the changes you want to make because there are better options out there. There's ways to get around the crazy interest rates right now. Thank goodness we have some really amazing guys lending money. So speaking of school districts, speaking of schools, I have one client right now that is shopping because she wants her family to be zoned to a particular school district. If you are looking in an area, know that you are always, the option is out there for you to go tour the school. It's great. You can do all the online stuff. You can read all the stats. But just know that it is perfectly normal to want to go take a tour of a school that you might send your child to. That being said, and the reason why I'm saying this is just know that people that work in a school, teachers, principals, vice principals, they're busy people. They're busy doing all the things for your children that you want them to do every day. So if you want to do that, book those appointments probably before you go searching in that school district. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I just ran into that one too for another house. I had a client that was gaga over a listing that we had, but he could not get in to have a proper tour of the school. Of course, and we wanted to have that for him, but again, the school staff was busy. People are busy. They have meetings planned in advance. And, that prohibited this particular buyer from putting an offer in on our house until it was a bit too late for them because somebody else already came in to do it. And we pulled every string that we could. And we, I wasn't their agent, but alas, we couldn't make it happen for them. But if you're looking for schools and you are zoned in on one particular area, make sure you tour the schools first. Go ahead. It'll take about an hour, less than an hour. But people can always work around, other people needing to be accommodated very quickly. And it's not because they don't want to. It's just because I think they're just super busy. So take the tours of the school, but book them soon. Book them before you even start looking in the area so you'll know. and go look at the elementary, go look at the middle school, and then go look at the high school of the districts that you're looking in. And this came about because this particular client had a child that had recently been diagnosed with Asperger's, I think, and then had some other issues that they were on the spectrum for. And I have a daughter who has a learning disability as well as ADHD. So I understand how important it is to make sure that our kiddos have, all the amazing support and staff and things that we need. So we really wanted to get this buyer into a school that I personally knew had great accommodations for kids with, his child's particular needs. So he didn't get the one house that we had, but we did get him in another house. But point of that story, lesson, if you're walking away from this podcast with a lesson, tour the schools before you start looking at a district. So when you find something, you're going to know, most importantly, these schools work for us. These schools offer what my child needs. So when you find that house in this competitive market, you can strike, and you can strike quickly, and without hesitation, this is the one for me. Because in this market, alas, if it's a great house in a good school district, you're going to have competition, and you want to know, we can go, this is it, and you can go all in on the property that you want. So do all the groundwork before, and it makes the process of when you find the right one, you just know it's done, bam, everything. So that's it for today. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. It is shopvanhorn.com, SHOPPE vanhorn.com. And we will be bringing you some more fun things next time. I can't wait to show you all some before and afters. And if there's anything that people ever want to know, like DM us. We're pretty good about looking at our DMs. And we're just going to keep continuing to try to educate you about real estate, about this Atlanta suburban area, which is really amazing. And we're going to show you how it all blends in with our design and renovation portion.